I now call Alec Rowley to fall by Stuart McMillan. Mr.
Presiding
Rowley,
Officer,
please.
in order for Scotland to realise its potential, we must ensure that Scotland's greatest asset, its people, are able to achieve and reach their full potential. For far too many in Scotland, this is not happening. In further education, we have seen the massive cuts from the SNP government that have had a detrimental impact on colleges, college places, particularly college places for adults. We have to recognise that at the heart of any industrial strategy must be the link to education and skills, and that in a modern economy, skills and reskilling is an essential requirement for good jobs and a high-wage sustainable economy. And across Scotland, we are seeing cuts in school budgets as local education authorities struggle to balance their books. Now, the Tory motion talks about a comprehensive new approach to skills and training, but we know that the Tories' plans for Scotland, as they set out in the Scottish budget, would have seen deeper cuts in public services. So you cannot make change and deliver skills on the cheap, and you cannot deliver education on the cheap. So from a party that has cut taxes for the better off, given handouts to big businesses, failed to tackle tax avoidance, chosen to force austerity onto the poorest, and a party that created Brexit in order to sort out internal division, it is quite staggering that they come along here today and talk up their economic credentials. I'm sorry, I've only got 4 minutes. You should put in a longer debate. But in the time that I do have left, I want to touch on our amendment, and in particular another independence referendum. My own view is that any attempt to hold another independence referendum without knowing the full implications of Brexit would be irresponsible. And even if a Brexit deal is reached this year, which is highly unlikely, we will not know enough to make an informed choice of the Brexit consequences for any independence referendum to take place before 2021. England, after all, is our largest trading partner. So I would ask the SNP government, think again, take the issue of IndyRef 2 off the agenda and seek a fresh mandate in 2021 if you still believe at that point that that is the best way forward. I would also, I've got 4 minutes, I would also make the point, I do not believe any politician can tell the people of Scotland that they cannot have a referendum where there is a clear majority support for one. But right now, given all the uncertainty, the threat to jobs and the unacceptable cuts that have taken place in public services, there is no appetite for more uncertainty, more disruption and more division. The majority of people in Scotland want us to get on with fixing these issues. And I have to say to the SNP that bringing forward another referendum is music to the ears of the Tories. They don't want to talk about failed Tory austerity, failed welfare reform, failed energy policy and so on. They don't want the people of Scotland to know that under the Scottish Tory plans there would be even deeper cuts in public services in Scotland. So they are quite happy to frame the debate around the Constitution. The Tories are happy to stoke up division, for it creates a smokescreen for their failure to the people of Scotland and their failure to the people of the UK. Let us focus on the big issues impacting on people and communities and get these issues sorted. That's what the people want.
Thank you very much.